So today we are looking at calculating the area of an irregular shape. Okay, now I know you're used to calculating the area of, say, a rectangle by using the length and width and multiply them together, or a triangle by having half the base times the height. But what if it's irregular? What if it looked like this? Well, the above shape, drawn on a square grid, represents a garden. By counting squares, estimate the area of the garden when every square represents an area of 5 meters squared. So I'm going to get a little highlighter. Okay, when it says by counting squares, so that's a big clue. Estimate means you're going to get marks for having it there or thereabouts. And each square is 5 meters squared. So we need to remember that. Okay, that's the bit that's going to catch a lot of people out. So let's get a red pen here. Let's make it a nice thin pen. And let's start counting some squares. So let's count the whole squares first. Okay, now what I like to do, I like to put whole numbers in the squares so I can see which ones I've counted and how many squares we've got so far. So whole squares, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and it does take a little bit of time. Okay, but these are really easy marks to get really. So we've got 34 whole squares and the rest now are just part squares. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shade off a small section and then put it on to a bigger square. So you see here, this is nearly a full square. But then I've only got a little section here. So if I just shade that bit out there, instead of 34, I've now got 35 by combining that little bit with this one here. Well, here, I'm going to take that bit and put it onto there. And that bit can go onto there. That bit can go on there to make 38. Where else can I go now? Well, I could put that bit on with that bit there. So I'm on 39. Could take that bit and that bit to make 40. And then I've got some really small pieces now. So if I take that one, put it onto there, I've got 41. This piece can go onto there to make 42. I've got some other little bits here which I would have used to help me. So I'm on 42 squares now. Okay, so let's make our way down here. Let's put that little bit onto here. Remind ourselves I've done 42, so now I'm 43. We could put that one onto there to make 44. And are there any other bits I've missed out? Just this bit here will go onto there to make 45. As it says, it is an estimate. Okay, there are a couple of different ways we could have done this. I could have just put dots in, but as you can see now, I can clearly cast my eyes over it to see if I've missed any squares out, which I haven't. So altogether, we have 45 squares, okay, as an estimate. However, that bit that we tend to miss out on these, well, each square is represented by 5 meters squared. So we have 45 whole squares. Each of them is 5 meters squared. So we have to times it by 5. Okay, so now there are a variety of different methods you could use. You could times it by 10 and then half it. You could have this method here. It's more of a traditional method. 5 times 5 is 25. 4 times 5 is 20. Add the 2 to make 22. So we have 225. 225 meters squared. Okay, so some little points for you. Okay, use numbers. Okay, in each of the squares. And then second step, put part squares together. you will see that I've used, I've shaded some squares. I've shaded the bit I'm using and what I intend to put with another one. Okay, I found that really helps me, and you can clearly see that there's no bits I've missed out. So it's 45 squares. Be careful with the area of each square. Okay, majority of the time it's just 1 meter squared per square. However, that is worth an extra mark, which I can guarantee a lot of people will miss out. So by highlighting the key information, you're going to access a lot more marks. So hope it helps.